Hello. Oh boy, it's been a minute since I have streamed at all. I do apologize for taking so damn long to get back to streaming, but we're here. So here we are. Yay. I'm gonna be starting something really big. Really big. Biggest thing I've done. Biggest project ever yet so far. Let us... Oh, it's not picking up. There it goes. Hello. Alright. So we are going to be building a really big old city. Biggest one I've ever made. Right here. In this wonderful, weird, star-shaped bay. And, we're gonna be doing that right on in here. I'm gonna be building a big old city right along this coastline. This area is so awesome. I found it. It's right. Actually, this beacon is 0-0. This seed, and I had to build here. I saw it and knew it was the place where I needed to be. So that's what I'm gonna do. Time to start this thing. I think I'm gonna start by building a giant ass key wall along the inside here, because that's gonna be the fastest way to get this thing all leveled out the way I want. Probably just gonna get some stone brick. Just gonna be sitting here placing blocks all damn day. So yep, it's gonna be a ploppy day with the blocks. All right. Where do I want to start? I think I'm going to go up to this level here. So I'm going to go just right along the water line. Bring it right on up to the same level here. And that's what we're going to be doing, just all along the water. Yay. So boring. Plippity plop plops. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Whatever. Alright, so the goal here, I have this plan in mind. Oops. I have, for the last 16 days, or 17 days, 18, I don't know, for like a couple weeks, I've been flying around this seed and exploring, trying to decide what I wanted to do and where. And I decided I was just going to build right here, at the 0-0 area. My plan is to make the largest single settlement that I've ever done so far in this game. Which does mean that I will be working on this for a very long time. Yay, yes, I'm using creative, because my god, the amount of time, it would take me years, it's probably going to take me years to finish it anyway, and if I was trying to do this in survival, god, yeah, it's not happening. It's just not going to be happening. Because it would just take way too long. I don't have a whole army of people helping me, I'm trying to do this alone. And I really don't want to spend the next 20 years of my life trying to work on this one project. Though, I don't know, maybe. That might be what happens anyway, we'll find out. So I'm going to be streaming this on Twitch, and then also uploading the VODs directly to my YouTube account. So you can check out my channel, it's the same name, it's this one. If you want to check the VODs. For later. Basically, I'm gonna be doing this for probably a few days, honestly. I got a lot of terrain to terraform here. I'm basically gonna go all the way around. Right now, I'm just gonna start on this area, underneath this side of the mountain here. And we're gonna go all the way to around here, where this little cliff edge is right here. We're going to stop right there with the key wall, and then I'll continue it on later. And I'm going to bring it around to the inside over there, and I'm going to stop on that side. And then I will start again on the far side here and bring it around from the edge over there where it meets the cliff all the way down here. And then we'll loop it around. And on this side, I'm probably going to leave this whole inner peninsula without one, which will be very interesting, I guess. I'm not sure where I'll stop the wall. Probably have the wall stop on this side somewhere. I may actually bring it all the way around to like here. Potentially might just do a shorter one on this side. Not entirely certain yet. We'll find out. We'll find out. Oh boy. Yeah, right now I'm just putting up this bland ass boring flat wall. But don't worry, it's not gonna stay that way. I will be looking for a pattern that I can kind of replicate around this wall. After we get this all built up, we're gonna go, hey, let's see what fits in this space very well. I like to do things where I kind of just start building and then design as I go. And then it messes with some people. They don't really tend to like that. Oh man, they like to plan everything out ahead of time, and that's fair. If that's you, hey, you be you. I'm not gonna tell you how to play the game. I'm just gonna do it the way I want to. I'm not using any building mods or crafting mods, I guess. I'm not using World Edit or Axiom or anything like that. Just going old, place everything by hand, creative. Nobody really seems to do anymore, I feel like. Everybody's like, oh, we gotta use all these tools because I gotta do everything a little bit faster. As someone who never really was a fan of those tools to begin with, trying to learn them all would take me more time than just building the damn thing by hand. So sometimes it's better to just do it the old-fashioned way. For people like me, anyway. I will be bringing all this down. So I want to make this all look like it kind of just disappears into the land here. So I will be coming back and fixing all the edge here, all the way down into the water. I don't want you to see that dirt line along the water. I want it to look like it just disappears. Areas like here, I'll probably just block this off completely because it's not really going to be used in any of the stuff I'm doing. There are some underground areas which I will be using, but I'm not going to show you those right now because those are going to be part of something we do later. Okay, here I am going to actually do a thing. Let's see. Well, build this up to like here. Yeah, we'll step it down 2, step it down 2 more. And then that's 2, that's 2. Okay, cool. I'm going to leave this area low right now because right now this is kind of the like entry to the city. And I'm not entirely certain how I'm going to set up the docks area here yet. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that just like that. And we'll build right back up to, what is this one here? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 9. Yep. Right. That looks right to me. Okay, cool. We're actually gonna do it to here for right now. It's like on that side I stepped it up, I'll do it over here too. And we'll bring this up to that 9 area once I get around this way. Creative in so long that I feel like I have to relearn the controls and everything. It's really wild. Honestly. Step it up here. And then we'll step it up again. Oh, I did that wrong anyway. I need to. Whoops. See what I'm saying? I feel like I just have to relearn what the hell I'm doing here. Alright, bring it back up. final height on this side as well. All right. Here we go. It'll be lightly terraced here. I may wind up evening that all out at some point. We'll see. For right now, we'll leave it like that. Oop. Nope. Okay, come on. Quit wasting my space. I suppose I should probably actually show you guys the area that I'm going to be working in here. I didn't really show it off that much. I just kind of started building here. So I found this area. The seed is Aquileia. The city is going to be called Nova Aquileia or New Aquileia. My previous project on my YouTube channel was Aquileia. It was New Aquileia. I get it. Yeah. Oh wow, fancy. Okay. I found this area here. This is obviously the spawn area. Like I said, that's 0, 0. So this is the beginning area. I saw this crazy mountain range and just knew I had to do something here. It looked so good. I got up in here. I was like, all right, this is going to be like kind of the upper city area of the city where all the rich people are and stuff. Going to put the castle in this mountain. And here's how I'm going to do that. The mountain is so damn cool. It's already hollow in here. It's already dug out. Let's use what I'm looking at. Look at that. Perfect. I don't have to dig it out to put rooms in here. I can just start building in here. It's awesome. And integrate it into this giant hole. Make some cool towers and stuff coming out here. I'm going to do a bunch of farms here in this, like, kind of this little area here, because that seems like the appropriate thing to do. Then we're going to, out this way, this cliff side here, it kind of ends on like there's a really strange cliff over this way. But I'm going to kind of put like some defensive structures along here and stuff. I don't want to fly too much far that way because it seems to crash my computer every goddamn time I do that. Really not in the mood for doing that. If we fly this way, so all this area here where it's plains, I'm going to make all of this like farmland and stuff. Probably like potato farms or like animal farms, wheat farms, all that stuff. You know, your traditional farms and stuff. All this woodland area, I'm going to have basically all along from the water up to like the kind of the top of that ridge and then down this way. I'm going to be building all kinds of stuff in here. This area, this little cove is really cool. This little arm of the inlet. It has all these ravines coming off. There's one there, there's one there, there's one over here. Well, I guess kind of all the same one right here. And there's really nice terrain here, so we're definitely going to make use of that. Then we're going to stretch all the way around this way. This area here is like cut off. There's like this little horseshoe lake out here because there's just enough land there to cut it off. I'm probably going to make this area like the rich people vacation homes kind of area. Built on the cliff here, just like hanging out over the water and stuff. And then going through this way, this whole side over here is going to be like the industrial side of town. There's some really huge caves down here that have giant copper veins and stuff like that. And there's also a trial chamber down at the bottom of it. So I'm going to integrate that as much as I possibly can. There's this cool portal, you know, the old broken portals. Those are neat. I want to try to integrate that somehow. I'm going to stretch all the way out here to this mountain range of the snowy mountains here. There's a really cool cave over this way too. Right down here. This one's really cool. It goes really deep, really down there to the old deep slate area. Unfortunately, this whole region really doesn't have any like exciting underground stuff except for a few trial chambers. So there's not going to be a ton of stuff that I'm going to be doing underground. Which is fine with me, honestly. Definitely going to integrate this little island here and this whole little lake. And going to stretch the city all the way out here along the Cherry Grove line to the water here. And then back out towards the main ocean along this waterway. So it's going to be a very, very large settlement area. I'm basically going to stop where the tree line is here. And then there's like a, an auto-generated village over there that I would like to kind of integrate in some way, have some roads going over there and like kind of some, obviously they could sail into the big city over here. But I also want to add some more things out that way. There's some really cool terrain out there. There's a great jungle that way. out this way, there's a really awesome Mesa and Savannah area way out that way. Well, Savannah area. I actually don't remember if it goes to Mesa or not. But there's a really cool Savannah area out there, which I'm definitely going to do some stuff at some point. But the main focus for right now is going to be here, because I want to make a gigantic fantasy city. Basically going to be doing something that's like, I basically want to make my own little RPG situation here. I want to make, a world that feels lived in, that feels like people exist in it, or could anyway. I guess really, since I'm the only one here, it'll probably feel like it's recently abandoned. Or maybe I can fill it up with villagers and stuff. That'd be kind of fun. Just put villagers all over the place in here and just let them do their thing. I might actually do that, honestly. That could be fun. I'll have to see. I definitely want to just build a really cool fantasy city here. I'm not 100% set on the design style-wise yet. I've been fiddling around in some other creative worlds, Flat World and stuff, just messing around trying to see what I wanted everything to look like. I have a feeling I'll probably be breaking it into different districts. Like I said, there's going to be like, an industrial sector over there, and like the rich people houses over there, and like the farming area over there. So I'll probably have a slightly different style for each district. There's also some more stuff that I want to do that I haven't mentioned, because I want to keep that kind of a secret until the time comes to work on it. Right now, we're just laying out the foundations for the key wall. This is just going to be a base layer. We're going to come back later and do all kinds of stuff to this. I got to bring the land level out to where this wall is, obviously. I want to level it off and have a nice big flat area where I can build upon. And then this whole area is going to be really fun to terrace up. You can see these lanterns I've laid out are kind of where the roads are going to be, if you will. So I'm going to have these really tightly stacked terraced houses here, which will be pretty fun. I haven't done anything like that in quite a while. Aquileia had some of that, a little bit, but not to the level that I'm going to be doing here. It's going to be a different kind of thing here. I was also looking at some videos of places in China, like Chongqing, because they do that. They just have like skyscrapers stacked on top of skyscrapers over there, and just like walk out on the 20th floor and you're in a city street somehow. That place is crazy. I've been seeing videos of it for years and years, and always thought it would be something kind of interesting to use as inspiration for this, for kind of building, but I just never really found the right area that I felt would really work for it, and until I found this. So that's going to be really fun for me. I have another project that I do in survival, just off video and stream, just for me, that I'm basically making like a little Kowloon walled city situation. So, I guess I find the density of infrastructure in Asian countries to be quite intriguing. The amount of people they can cram into such a tiny space is pretty insane. And Minecraft is really good for that, even with the ridiculous amount of space that one block takes up, being 3 feet wide. You can still pack a whole lot of stuff into a tiny space. You just have to do it in the right way. I think the scale of building that I do really helps with being able to do that, because it kind of naturally creates these really tight alleyways and passageways and tiny rooms that are strangely connected. It's easy for people to get lost in the things that I build, which I actually enjoy. I like that as a thing because it makes the whole thing just more interesting to me when, I can take a small island and make it so densely packed in such a way that people get lost just trying to walk from one side to the other. Actual infrastructure-wise, bad thing. But for a role-playing game, sometimes can be a good thing if you don't have a lot of space to work with, but you want to provide a large experience for people, or at least the illusion of a larger experience. Being able to weave things together in such a way where you have that crazy density, but people don't even notice. It really helps. I find a lot of things that break line of sight are a good way to do that. Having tall buildings and narrow alleyways, having really densely packed landscaped areas, like when you have trees and things, making them very, very dense, makes it difficult to see what's on the other side, which makes it a lot easier to hide entire structures from someone just, one block away from them. There's some giant building and they'll just never know because of the way it's set up. I like people to explore. I like to give people a mystery in a way. The way I build encourages people to wander and open doors and check every little alleyway. And what's in this basement? Where does this go to? What's this weird little tunnel? Because I like secrets. I like secrets in games. They're very fun for me. Alright, there's that side. Oof. There's going to be a lot of cleanup to do on that. Oof. Gross. That definitely is going to have the impact I want, though. Seeing it from the water level. Alright. We gotta keep going this way. Gotta keep on keeping on. Actually, one moment. I must take care of something for just 1 second. Alright. We are back. Okay. Yeah, have a game started. Okay, there we go. Alright. We're back. Sorry about that. Needed to take care of something real quick. See, I feel like I'm gonna have to bring it up on this side here. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do here. I guess I'll just keep wrapping it around, and then I'll stop like here, and we'll see. Maybe I'll have to terraform this edge back a little bit and kind of slope it a little more, or maybe I'll just make a second terrace. We'll see. We'll see. I'm honestly just kind of going with the flow here, just kind of letting it tell me what it wants to do. Sometimes the terrain dictates what you build as opposed to the other way around. I don't like to just flatten everything and force it to be a certain shape, unless I need to fit something into a space in such a way. I try to minimize my terraforming. However, that has changed as of late. I've started doing more and more terraforming because the projects that I wanted to do have necessitated such. And we're seeing that again here. We'll be doing terraforming. While it looks really good, isn't quite so neat and clean here. Not for what I'm looking for anyway. So there will be a lot of work to clean it all up. That's not what I wanted. Options. I need to put the music back on. Yes. I took the music off for a while because when I was streaming on YouTube, I kept getting popped for it. For copyright stuff, which is really annoying. It's like, bro, it's in the game. What do you mean? I guess I didn't talk often enough, and so there wasn't enough going on. I didn't hit the copyright stuff. For a long time, I just turned off all the music in every game because I just didn't want to deal with it anymore. Got really annoying. But I love listening to the music. Baldur's Gate especially was a game that was not fun for me to stream it because I wanted to listen to the music and I didn't want to have to censor a bunch of stuff, so I just played it off stream instead. But I will be, at some point soon, not here, but on my YouTube channel, I will be streaming Baldur's Gate with some friends. Not entirely sure when that's going to be. Have some ideas on some things to do, mostly just to mess around. May not be a long-term series, but it may just be something to do for fun. Just to play around with some characters and stuff. That's easy, right? Leave that gap. a buildable space. I'm not really sure why I'm leaving this here. So I'm gonna make like a little dock area here because I want this to be integrated. And see, I'm gonna build a roadway down through here because this whole area is just really awesome. And there's just this giant cistern down in here already. So I mean, clearly this has to be like the sewage area for the city and all where all the ne'er-do-wells are doing their things. The rogues quarter, I guess, probably. That's definitely gonna happen. Gonna do all kinds of sneaky business down in there. Pull a sneaky on you. I like working underground, but I haven't really done it very much in a long time. It saves you so much effort having to construct things. You just dig a hole. Want another room? Just dig out another room. Easy. Actually, that's really not true. I actually find building underground to be more complicated because you not only have to dig out a room, you gotta like decorate everything, and sometimes working underground and having to dig every time you want to build something can be a pain in the ass. You wind up hitting lava or an underground aquifer or some big cave or ravine. Now you gotta try to figure out some way to integrate it or get it out of the way. Usually when I find stuff like that, I try to integrate it in some way. Definitely gonna be doing that here because, man, the terrain here is just so good, honestly. There's so much good stuff here. It's not the best that I've seen, you know, but it's up there in terms of some of my favorite terrain I have found in this game. Just in general. Yo, wait, can we clear that up, please? I don't want the shitty frame rate anymore, thank you. Okay. Wait, this is gonna be quite the build. I've truly not built something to the scale and level of detail that I want to do here before. I have built big things. I've built big settlements. I even built an entire role-playing game in Minecraft, but it just doesn't quite compare to what I'm planning with this. And what's capable now with just the game compared to then. I mean, it was like 7 years ago I started working on that role-playing game project, and I worked on it for about a year and a half. With the whole team of people after a while, though I was still the one doing the primary work most of the time. We also didn't go crazy with the scale because we wanted people to be able to kind of, you know, make it their own world. So we started out the settlements fairly small in the efforts of allowing people to expand them over time, so that they would kind of naturally grow as people came and went. This one's all me, so I can build it out to the scale I want it to be at the end right from the beginning. And since I know just how insane a scope I'm planning on doing here, I also know that I have all the goddamn time in the world to work on this thing. So I might as well do it. Oop. You know some of the stuff I have planned out for the city. I guess I'll kind of go over it as I'm going along. So that area there, near where the beacon is gonna kind of be the docks area of the city, kind of the entry area. Whoop. And then leading up the hillside there is going to be kind of the lower city region all along to here. Right here, I'm actually going to build a giant meadery. Big old meadery. Over here, I'm going to build a giant tower. It's going to be a library. And kind of like a mage tower, like a mage school kind of situation. Like if you're a magic... This is going to be a fantasy city, so... I'm basically thinking of like D&D Pathfinder kind of stuff is what's in my head. Like I'm thinking kind of sword and sorcery fantasy stuff. So there's going to be a lot of stuff related to that in here. I'm also going to probably make several references to a lot of my favorite fantasy series of books and movies and so on, video games, what have you. Because why not? It's my project and I can if I want to. Something I'd also like to do, if I get enough of you viewers, I'd like to eventually be able to like set up some polls where it's like, hey, what should I do next? Where should I work? What should I do in this area? Should I do this or that? What have you? I want to do things like that. I want to set up, I want more community interaction. I do want people to get involved. I don't want to just sit here and be like, this is my me. I want ideas from everybody else. Just things I can do to make stuff cool. Messing around for the last 2 or 3 weeks on this world is to kind of get used to all the controls again. I mean, all this area here was forested just like the rest of this is, and I torched it all down like I'm doing over there because I needed to clear the land for building. The trees would be in the way. Don't worry though, I will be putting back plenty of beautiful trees. I like to have lots of landscaping in my cities. It just makes them look better, you know? It really does. There's just something about it. Having all kinds of lush greenery. At the end of the stream today, when we get towards the end, I'll hop over to one of my world, or to my other creative world, I guess. I only have one other creative world. I think I only have one other single player world right now. And I'll show you some of the, I started working on like a facade idea for what I wanted to kind of do for at least the lower city houses and stuff, buildings. It's very, very similar to what I did in Aquileia on Ultra Vanilla, but is different. Oop, oop, okay, that'll work. Yep, we'll fill that all out. Okay. Alright. Let's come around to this side now. Come out over this way. Let's see. Okay, cool. Let's start here. I'm literally just gonna do it like this. We'll just build it right onto the stone. Not wrap around, but just build it right out here instead. do something different here. I want to square it off. So I want to build a square tower here. Kind of right on the corner here. I think that'd be really fun. Yeah. Probably do it right there too. Probably make this whole little corner here like a little kind of guard fort, I guess, on this side of the terrain. I feel like that would make a good amount of sense to have something here. Especially with all the caves right here and this edge being where the city meets the coast here of the water. Fuck, that was stupid. The coast of the actual ocean there. And since this is supposed to be like the rich people area up here, I think having defenses down there would be very smart. Also gonna have them all along up here. You see I kind of set up this pathway here. It kind of loops around. Gonna put a guard tower up on top of here with the path that loops around that through that cave because it's just really neat. Plus I think it'd be really fun to build kind of battlements over here along this edge and all along these caves here. Just make this all a bunch of battlements and stuff. All built right into the stonework. Probably all along the way here too, down here to this wall. Again, I'm going to come back and clean this all up later. I'm not going to leave it all gross. Why am I not doing it right now? Because I'm not. Because I'm the kind of person who likes to take multiple passes at things anyway. So I'll probably be coming back across this regardless. Plus, I'm just doing one block type right now, and I gotta come back, add cracked and mossy bricks in here. A few other stone, you know, gotta add some variation so it's not so flat. I do really, though, one of the things I like to do when I'm building is let the blocks speak for themselves. I think a lot of times people go a little too crazy with trying to add variation in things. I mean, you know, this already has a lot of variation just built into the texture. And then because I'm using, what the hell is the mod? I don't remember. It's part of Optifine and also other things. Shit, I can't remember what the hell it's called. But it, like, adds variation into the blocks more. It, like, expands the variation that you get in the block types. And I mean, you get that anyway in base Minecraft if you have a resource pack set up to do so. So, like, I don't know, I feel like if you have the right resource pack, you don't need to be going in and, like, throwing in random other stones and things like that. And, like, I hate that look. I really do. I don't like it. I don't like doing it. I like to let the blocks speak for themselves. If the block is supposed to be made out of stone, then make it out of fucking stone and let the stone be. Don't add a whole bunch of other stones on top of the one stone because it didn't look like stone enough for you. Maybe find a better texture pack or something, you know? You don't have to always use the vanilla one. Even if you claim to be playing vanilla Minecraft, you can still use a fun texture pack. I mean, really. You know, you don't have to use something boring. You don't have to use the default. There are other options. And most of them are free. Of course, you can support the developers of them if you like I did with Sphax. Though, I do need to update my subscription for them. However, I'm going to wait until they finish updating the 121 texture pack, because right now it's currently missing several textures. I have one of the pre-release versions, but they never finished it before 121 came out. So, gotta wait on that. waiting for all the tough variation blocks to be added into the RP. This side, since it is the ocean side, even though it's going to be up a bit, I'm going to leave it at that height. And then what I'm going to do is bring the land surface probably from this level out to the wall, but then I'll make kind of like a boardwalky situation along the wall. I actually want to keep the level at the city down below the wall on this side. Is going to look rather formidable, I have a feeling. But I also feel like I didn't get that to the right height, so I'm going to go double check I did over here. Yeah, that's 72, alright. And this one's also on 72. Yep, also 72, okay. It is. Just because the terrain changes so much between the two sides. Got it. Okay. Misplacing blocks so much today. I need to slow down. Just place like a normal person, not like a meth head. Purposely building this right out on the edge of the water because I want to maximize that land surface as much as I can. I really want to make as much use of it as possible. God, this area is going to take so much terraforming. Ooh. It's not something I normally do, but I may wind up just flattening out all of this. I normally only do small amounts of flattening, but I feel like this area really needs it. We'll see. We'll see what happens, I guess, when the time comes. My plan is, though, is to not have any water-based entry points on this side of the city. I want them all on the inside of the bay. With a little inlet. Whatever, star-shaped inlet bay thing. I don't know what you want to call it, honestly. Probably call it either one, it'd be fine. That's another thing, I need a name for that place. If somebody wants to give a name, that'd be great. Okay, I'm gonna leave this cave for now. Because I might actually do something with this. Even though I wasn't planning on having any water entrances on this side. I might make it like a little kind of smuggler's side. I guess I wouldn't really be able to smuggle anything if the guards are right there, but I don't know. I might see about making this into something over here. So we're going to do this for right now and just kind of plop it right there. We'll come back around over here. We'll just start right here. I'm going to go up to this level, correct? That's 72. That's 72. Good. All right. Okay, and back to building a key wall. Too far. So much ploppage today. More ploppage than a porta-john at an EDM festival. Don't know why I did that. Whatever, I'm gonna have to do it eventually anyway, not really a big deal. What am I working on, Jack? I'm working on my new creative city. Let me show you its features. It's a giant ass city. Gonna be starting here and working my way all the way around the edges of this water feature here. Gonna be huge. It's gonna be huge. But I'm excited. I'm excited. It's gonna be fun. I'm also gonna be So if you wind up missing my streams, you can catch them there. See, because I want to double dip, and I'm not paying Streamlabs to multi-stream, and I don't feel like dealing with OBS and all that nonsense. Just gonna stick with it this way, which I think is gonna be better for me anyway. Streaming on YouTube really, they don't advertise you to anyone. It's just kind of a black hole of nothing. They don't want anybody to see your stuff over there. But here on Twitch, you know, as soon as I get 2 viewers, I'm out of the hole of the 1 viewer Andes. There's so many 1 viewer streamers. But if I can get up to 2 viewers, that can be enough. Never gonna be on the front page anytime soon, but my god, you know, it's better than YouTube where I get no views ever. Hey, thanks for the follow, Jack. Turn the music down, okay. It is at 100%. We'll put it at 50. We'll put it down here at 50. I'm not even at 100% volume because my god, the plop, 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 plop got to me too much. And on UV, the Enderman farm was so goddamn loud. Oh my god. Alright, good. Thanks. Yeah, it was a little loud, but I just kind of didn't care because the plopping isn't exciting to listen to, so. Sometimes you accidentally play something and you don't see it, but you hear the plop and you're like, where the fuck did I put that? Where did that wind up? Especially in creative, you'll just be going along and be like, where'd it go? Where, why? I'm not running extended block placement range though, so I don't have to worry about accidentally placing something 5,000 meters away. feel like this is one of those projects where people are going to tune out for a while. And then they'll come back and be like, what the hell happened over here? Because it's just going to be so much further along all of a sudden. Ugh. Can't wait for that. It's going to be fun. Yeah, my goal is to, at least for the next little while, I'm going to try streaming every day. And, just doing my thing. Just going to be working on this. I've been wanting to work on this for a while. I started planning it out at the end of August. And I just wanted to make sure I had everything really set before I did. And then I also made a new skin, which is this one. Whoop. Which I'm really happy about. The new skin will become more relevant later on. But honestly, I'm really looking forward to... Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this project because I'm going to push the boundaries of things that I've done more than ever on this one. I mean, honestly, like, as far as scale is concerned, as far as, like, design work is concerned, as far as concepts are concerned, I'm going to be doing more here than I've done anywhere else before. I think the only thing close was the first time I really tried to become a server builder on an SMP server, and I built a big settlement there, but I never got to finish that project before some things happened, and my relationship with the staff there soured. I wound up just leaving because it was easier than dealing with the nonsense, which, hey, that's not an appropriate way to handle issues, you know, but I was a kid, so what are you going to do? Nowadays, I'd probably handle that differently. But that was, like, 13 years ago. So, I mean, boy, I've grown a lot since then. And in skill, too, Jesus. The stuff I build now is so much better than the stuff I built then. Though, some of the stuff I made then is still, like, some of my favorite work. Not that I have any images of it or anything. You do the exact same thing 8 months ago? Yeah, dude, it happens, man. Sometimes you do that. Oh, man, someday I hope this project gets to the point where I can upload this map onto a server and get all kinds of people to come build on it. I want it to be like a big community project someday. And once it's finished, I want to get with some people and see about making like an RP server in this world. I do plan to create a lot of lore and stuff as I'm going along, hopefully with the help of viewers, you know, depending on how that goes in time. It'd be very nice to have some viewer interaction. I think that'd be fun. Yeah. Let's see. Do I want to aim the key wall over here somewhere, or do I really want to just keep going around? I kind of want to keep going around because then I have a path I can make around the outside of this area. Excuse me. And with me making this, this peninsula is going to kind of be like the mage and wizard and witch, the magic user area here. I feel like I want to make a road along the quay wall here where I can put houses and stuff into the side for those people to live, and little shops for them to sell their wares and things. Plippity plop plop. Plop plippity plop plop. Plippity plop plop. I really wish I could play like other music while I'm doing this. I would love to be playing some lo-fi or something, or some like some dungeon tunes would be cool. Play something interesting would be nice, but not really allowed to do that without getting in trouble. I don't know. I'd really like to build a relationship with some music artists. Maybe they could allow me to use their music on stream in exchange for something. I don't really have currency to exchange at the moment, but I don't know, maybe I could work something out if I find the right person. That'd be really great. I would really love to have music. Honestly, what I want to do, if I had more viewers, I'd be like, yo, submit your music for me to play on stream, and we'll put a little thingy do in the bottom corner where people can see who it is, and like maybe a link to like their music or something. And that way people can kind of self-promote. And I also have music to listen to. Wow. I love to listen to music, and I like to share music with people in a way that can build someone's, I don't know, career, I guess. That'd be kind of neat. Not that I have any audience to offer anyone at this point in time, anyway. Maybe someday. I know there's stuff like Pirate Software has the game Heartbound, right? And he has explicitly stated multiple times that you can use the music for Heartbound for anything aside from, I think, video games, like your own video game, and they're just not gonna hassle you about it. So I'd really like to pick up the soundtrack for that, play that in the background would be nice. Have some music going that way. And that way I don't have to worry about copyrights, because they already said they're not going to go after anybody for that. That'd be nice. That's something I may look into. I thought about rating the copyright-free music libraries and building like a playlist of stuff, but one, the amount of music there is extensive, and two, oftentimes they're really short, and so to make a playlist that's a few hours long, because I'd want to do something that's at least like 2.5, 3 hours long, that's a lot of clips at a minute or two each, and then making sure everything fits together and doesn't like shift the mood too much. Man, that'd be complex. That's one of those reasons why I wish I had access to a music library I could use, or a musician musician or somebody who wanted to help out with that. Maybe someday. Oops, sorry. Had to check something real quick. Okay. We're back. Alright. Yeah, I'm still liking how this is going. Yes. You can't just use Lo-Fi Girl on Spotify. So I have the Lo-Fi Girl playlist on my Spotify, or the 24/7 playlist. I used that for a while, and I started getting copyright strikes over and over again, so I stopped using it. Because I did try to do that. And I mean, you know, understandable if the artists who produced it are annoyed that somebody's using their music without permission. Like, I totally get it. You know, I don't want to be an asshole to artists or anything. I just want to play music and share it with people. I just want to play music that I like. Because, I mean, there's so much dead time, or dead air in the videos that I make, because I'm not a very talkative person generally. I want to just kind of zone into the work, and I want to just have some nice music going in the background. But unfortunately, there's some weird rules, you know. And it's always like, it's not always people like pushing copyright infringement either. Like, I'm not necessarily getting strikes, but like I did get a strike for the Minecraft music. They gave me a copyright strike for that, and I was like, this is ridiculous. How am I getting a copyright strike for the music in the game that I'm playing? That was when I turned off all music in games and stopped using any music at all. I think actually for a little bit I used the Elder Scrolls music. And so it turns out the Morrowind music, no copyright issues, right? I could play the Morrowind music, they didn't care. It just like basically put a little link at the bottom of the video and was like, hey, this has the music from Morrowind in it. And I was like, sick, that's not a problem, I don't care. Oblivion, I get a copyright strike. Skyrim music, nothing. What? How can I can use the music for Skyrim and Morrowind, but if I use the music for Oblivion, copyright strike. What? That doesn't make any sense. Like, it's really just a difference in how hard people want to push the rules, and like how much they want to push the system to punish somebody, because they could always just be like, hey, I just want people to know it's my music and put a link to it, you know, or like, you know, I guess put ads on it so that they can get money from the ads. But I don't want viewers to have ads on my videos. I don't put ads on my videos. I don't want viewers to have to watch ads. I don't want to rely on AdSense as an income either. I don't have enough viewers for it to even matter. But even if I did, like, I ad block. I don't want people to have to watch ads. So I want to find some other way in which I can hopefully make a living off of doing what I'm doing here, because I like building and I want to share that with people, and I want to be able to make this my job, make a career out of it, especially now that I lost my job working in kitchens. And I mean, I could probably try to work in a kitchen again, but I just really don't want to. I want to be more creative in a way that allows me to grow myself as an artist, and this allows me to do that far more than working in a kitchen ever would. So I just want to do this. It's what I enjoy. It's what I want to be doing, and I'm hoping I can make it happen. But it's going to be a pain in the ass for me to do that, especially if I'm having to fight copyright stuff on video uploads or whatever. And, you know, like, I streamed on YouTube for 6 months straight, and they just, like, never served my videos to anybody. The most impressions I ever got on a single video was 184 impressions, and off of that impressions I had a less than 10% click rate. So my click-through rate was extremely low, which means I wasn't really getting any interaction off of those impressions. And unfortunately, like, it doesn't take a whole lot for YouTube to be like, oh, nobody wants this, we're just not going to serve it to anybody. So I wound up just not having my content pushed to anybody, and then it just kind of sits there existing with nobody watching it, which is unfortunate, Because really, that's just, honestly, it's screwing over YouTube. Because, like, oh, it auto-VODs all my videos, and then you're still not going to serve them to people. So it's just sitting here taking up space on a server somewhere that you have to pay for without making you any money? What? Now, you know, me not putting AdSense on would probably also not make them any money. But, you know, I might be more inclined to do that if they hadn't just kind of shit all over live streams as soon as I decide to start doing it. You know, like when I started, they were on a big push of like trying to get people to stream and trying to get people to watch streams on YouTube. A lot of people were signing contracts to stream here, or it's there. I'm not on YouTube right now, and nobody really watched it except for people who were already subscribed to those people, right? So like, it didn't grow the channels any because they don't serve the content to anyone. Trying to find live streams on the homepage is a nightmare. Like, there is an option on the sidebar for going to the live, like, all live stream feed, but it's not a part of the homepage, and it's not easily accessible. Like, when they give you that, like, option of, like, things scrolling, they have, like, a whole set of options across the top of the homepage where it shows you, like, popular things that people are watching and stuff that's popular with you and with your friends. And, like, it never has live streaming up there, almost ever. And the only streams it's going to show you are people you're subscribed to. You might get lucky and catch a VOD to somebody you're not subbed to, but otherwise, they're never going to tell you it exists because they don't want you to watch it. A bit annoying. And that's why I started doing what I'm doing today. I'm going to be streaming on Twitch now, but recording everything while I'm streaming. I am actively recording as well. And the recordings will be uploaded to my YouTube channel in 2-hour chunks. Well, maybe. I may just upload it completely raw, like full stream VOD. I'm trying to decide still if I'm going to do 2-hour chunks or stream VOD. I think I'm going to do full VOD for the first few and see how it goes. And then I'll try a few broken up into 2-hour chunks, and then we'll just go from there. But I know people will watch long-form content on YouTube. Because I do it. I oftentimes watch content that's an hour and a half or longer on YouTube. And I know I'm not the only one because those videos will have 500,000 views or more. Now, the content varies. Sometimes it's like drag racing videos from 1320, or sometimes it's podcasts, video podcasts from groups like the Red Thread. You know, but it's never... Or sometimes it's like Warhammer lore videos from guys like Luden or Bricky. But like, man, you know, I think there is space for that content there, just not in live stream format. And having stream VODs up doesn't help if they're never telling people they exist. The stream VODs get served just as little as streams do. Because I can see in my analytics, I can see both while live and after videos were live. Oftentimes I get more viewers after it's been live, but that's only because I post stuff to Discords and things, and people finally get around to watching it because they're not around when I stream it. So they watch the VODs, which is totally understandable. But even then, it still doesn't help the algorithm serve my content to people. And that's nobody's fault except the algorithm. Well, and my shitty content, I guess. If my content was more entertaining, I'd probably have plenty of views. But a lot of people don't find the kind of content that I do necessarily riveting. However, I do know there is a market for this. It's just small and difficult to get into. But I'm hoping that with the new method of uploading my videos or my stream VODs as videos instead of as stream VODs, hopefully they'll get served to more people, and that'll help grow my channel. Because I really, honestly, I want to do YouTube stuff more than I do Twitch. But that's... the only thing stopping me from that is not wanting to edit things. And that's just because while I know I'm decent at editing, I just goddamn well hate it. It's time consuming and frustrating at times, especially if you have a shitty computer that likes to crash when you have too many video related things going on. You gotta learn how to edit, man. You know, the easiest thing you can do is just start doing it. The only thing gatekeeping you to making content, yeah. Editing itself isn't difficult. It's one of those. It's like it's got a low skill floor. Like you can get into editing real easy without too much effort. But having extremely high production value editing, that takes time to learn. And the easiest way to do that is just by doing. So like if you really want to learn how to edit, I mean, download something like I've been using DaVinci Resolve for a long time because it's free, open source, and it emulates all kinds of other video editing software. So you can set it to be like, say you wanted it to look like Sony Vegas or After Effects. You can do that. You can rearrange everything. You can add different modules and stuff that you want. So if you just want like a simple video editor, well, you can do that. But you can also add all kinds of crap to make all kinds of stuff happen. And then just start doing it. I mean, really. Like, the thing I would say is, like, find someone whose content you enjoy, who has a decent viewing, or a decent follower, like, count, like a decent subscriber count, right? And they have a decent view count on their videos. And look at the way they edit their content and the types of thumbnails and titles and tags that they use. And then emulate that. Don't copy it exactly, but, follow along those lines. Use that as a guideline. Like, okay, if I make a video, like, say, I think most people starting out tend to do between 10 and 25-minute videos. And that tends to be a good one if you're trying to make sure people get really hooked on what you're doing. If you're doing, like, I know you do a lot of 3D printing and engineering related stuff. The content for that tends to be like 20 to 30-minute videos, right? So there's your time guideline right there. And then the actual editing itself, I mean, honestly, it's really not that hard. You just throw stuff into the timeline, cut it up into the clips that you want, arrange it in the way you want, add your voiceovers, you're good to go. Your bumpers, your thumbnail. It's just time consuming is all, to go through all the clips, weed everything out, get it cut down to where you want. And then you can get as picky as you want about it too. You can get down to the millisecond or even shorter, frame by frame. You can be, cutting stuff down. And like you eventually will start doing that, but also the more you do it, the faster you get. So I'd say the easiest way to do it. I mean, you're already familiar with like 3D modeling software and stuff, and that's more complicated to use than any editing software I've ever used. So you should have no problem hopping into editing software and just breezing right through it, honestly. And if you're like get stuck on something, I mean, just do what everyone else does and watch a YouTube tutorial, and then you'll know what to do. Honestly, even though I went to film school, I still learned most of what I learned from YouTube, because a lot of the classes I was taking were the kind where they kind of expected you to know what you were doing already, and I didn't really. I was kind of jumping right in, feet first, and I mean, I did it. I know I was decent at what I did because I always got good grades in my editing classes. Hell, one of them, I was the only one who passed the whole damn class. So I know what I'm doing. I hate doing it. It's annoying for me because I get tired of watching the same clip 400 times trying to get the perfect edit on it, and I'm real anal about that. So it's just, I wind up, like, I have a video project I started in 2016 that I never finished because I got way too anal about the clips fitting perfectly together and everything being down to the frame. And I just kept getting annoyed with it and giving up. And that's entirely my fault for being too perfectionist about it. But like, I wish I had finished that because it was a compilation of Overwatch highlights from back when I used to play Overwatch, the original Overwatch, before they fucked it up. Because I started out playing Overwatch on a competitive team, like in beta. One of my friends hit me up and was like, "Hey, dude, I'm forming a competitive team for Overwatch. Do you want to join?" And I was like, "What the hell's Overwatch?" And then he explained it to me, and I learned, and then I started playing with him and would upload clips to my channel. They're all unlisted now, or privatized, so you can't see them, but I might go back and make some of them public again, just because they're kind of fun. Honestly, like, the part that makes me laugh about them is I was terrible back then. Like, I was, at least at Overwatch, like, I was not very good at Overwatch at all. I was decent at playing support, but when it came to trying to frag people, I was terrible. Looking back now, I'm pretty embarrassed at some of those clips, but I have some really good ones where I got some, like, really nice flicks with Hanzo and stuff like that. Or just some really good support work in general. Because I primarily played support or tank. I'm not really a fragger. It's just how it is. Never have been. But if anybody here has actually watched my my FPS game content, you'll know what it's like to watch me play. I'm sure it's extremely infuriating to most people. But yeah, if you want to learn to edit, man, it's not too difficult. Just start doing it. I'm confident that you can figure it out. If you can work all the 3D modeling software you work, you can work that for sure. What kind of content would you make if you were gonna do so? Would it be like about your robot stuff, or see what you can cook up? Hell yeah. Let them cook. Minecraft stuff or engineering stuff? Bro, pork endless dose, honestly. There's a huge overlap in the communities there. I mean, really, especially because you like to do automated stuff in Minecraft. You like to do all kinds of variety of things, really. I feel like that's an easy one right there. I'm going to stop the wall right there. I think that looks natural, leaving it like that. I only pushed the button once. Come on, please. Thank you. Okay. My space bar seems to be having some issues. I may need to take this thing apart and clean it. It is one of those fucking laser-activated keyboards from Razer. It seems to have some issues when it gets dirty. That's the only negative I have on this thing. Ugh. Gross. Man. Well, that didn't take as long as I thought it would, which is a good thing. That's a really good thing. Alright, what am I going to do over here? What am I going to do about this? Do I want to just carry it around and act like it wasn't stone here? Kind of feeling like I might do that. I might just bring it all the way around to here. Get into woodworking though. So you might start videos about that. Hey, I mean, honestly, there's a lot of overlap. Like stuff that involves working with tools and with your hands, and then making things in Minecraft have a surprisingly large amount of overlap. You could easily do all of the above and never have to worry about, like, alienating your audience. I think woodworking is a great skill too. It's very nice to know. And it's much different than welding and metalworking, even though you would think that they're not too dissimilar. You know, it's all methods of attaching things together, but boy howdy are they so different. man, there's nothing wrong with CNC woodworking, bro. Being able to, like, CNC out panels and stuff, or just, like, bits and bobs is so handy. In fact, I'm not gonna lie. So, one of my life goals is to build a boat, a catamaran, that works on solar to circumnavigate the ocean. And, I found a boat that's CNC plywood, and they send you all the stuff to make it, including all the bits, all the stuff for your sails, all the stuff for your rigging, all the cutout parts, all the glues, the fiberglass, the epoxy, and then you just put it together. Send it? Dude, I will. Hang on. I'll send it after I'm done streaming. Because it's super cool. I thought it was really neat. Oh, yeah, that's right, because you're trying to make boats, right? Ooh, a pallet cutting board. Nice, that's going to be fun. Yeah, dude, CNC boats, man, it's so cool. Yeah, I can tell you the company. It's I'll just tell you the company. It's James Warham Designs, WHARRM or RRAM. James Warham Designs. They have a kit on there. First off, their whole website is just full of plans for building boats. And then they have, like, some that you can buy that are professionally made, and then they have one that's like, we'll send you the kit. And there's, like, different packages for, like, how much of the boat you want. You can get, like, just the hull, or you can get this hull with sails and rigging, and the mast and everything. I'd probably just get the hull because I want to make a solar boat. I want to make a solar-powered motorboat out of one. I mean, obviously, I'd have to have, like, a backup sail, but yeah. Your machine's almost done? Hell yeah! I've been checking your little updates that you've been posting over there, in your Discord, because I wanted to snoop around and see how you were doing on that. But you've been keeping it light on the updates, understandably. Was that other one you made for building battle bots? What size bots are you making? I've been watching this guy. He does, like, I think it's called wasp weight. It's like just a few 100-gram bots. I think that's really neat. Like, the smaller scale stuff is pretty cool. I'd never heard about it until recently. Did 2x3? Nice. So you're in the bigger bot style stuff. That's awesome, honestly. I think that's so cool. I never had the engineering know-how to do stuff like that, but I always thought it was really cool. Two by one bot with the blade tips spinning Mach 112. Damn. What so you're doing a spinning blade bot this year? 45,000 RPM on a 9-inch blade. Jesus. Good Lord. Damn. That's wild. The dude I watch has, like, he has a front-mounted spinning blade one, but it's like a super lightweight carbon fiber frame with TPU rails on the side to keep it, like, from getting chewed up too much, and then just the little spinny blade on it. A lot of perch machine solid. Yeah, I would imagine they're out of solid aluminum. They'd have to be, just to be strong enough to withstand those kind of forces they're going through, getting hit. Making 2 blades, a steel saw blade and a 9-inch edger blade, both with a custom. Damn, that's wild. I think if I was gonna make one, I'd want to have, like, a flamethrower bot, but I don't know how the rules work on that. Comp in 3 weeks, a quarter of the way done. Ooh, y'all got some work to do. It's rise and grind time. Cutting down a tree, hell yeah. Hey man, you want to come mow my lawn? weaponized robo lawnmower over here. Is it a vertical blade or a horizontal blade? Building a robot lawnmower already? Hell yeah. Horizontal blade? Hell yeah. That's gonna be sick. I'm excited to see the updates you post on it, man. Those are cool. Hell yeah. Oh, actually, this is where I wanted to come across. Okay. Cool. Alright. We'll just clean that up later. Let's see. I don't think I'm going to start on this side yet. I'm going to leave this side of the land for later. I'm just going to work on this side for right now. Alright, now I got a lot of land to fill in. Boy. Exciting. Alright, I guess I'll start over here, because this is where I want to start building, is over here in the docks area. Just like I did with old Aquileia. I started in the docks there too. Just gonna leave it empty for right now. I want peaceful, so I don't have to worry about monsters or anything. And underneath here we will be dropping in. No, I'm not gonna have to worry about that because I don't know if I'm gonna build anything in there or not. You see, the beauty of doing the wall up this high, scent, okay, is that I can build into the side of this key wall too if I really want to get crazy with it. Oh my god, I'm putting in the right pattern, phone. Fuck off. God damn. Man, my phone has been giving me so many problems lately. Stop with all the notifications as soon as I open my phone. None of it's relevant. Except this one from Jack. Hell yeah. Oh yeah, that's wild looking. Yeah. Dude, that kind of looks like a Biggie sized version of the one I was talking about, honestly. It's just like scaled up and beefed up. That's lit. That's gonna be dope. I hope y'all do really well with that. You should definitely make videos of the fights and put them up. Even if they're like just raw footage of the fights. That'd be really cool to watch. Also, if you really wanted to jumpstart your account, you could cut it into shorts and upload them as shorts. Disqualified for being too cool. Oh man, that's not a thing. You can't be too cool. Going back not to destroy everyone's robot. Hell yeah. Coming back for blood this time. I'll leave that there. Win by knockout? Yeah, of course. I'm going to... Hang on, I need to do a thing real quick. Is this still set up right? Is this going to do the thing? That should work. Okay. I think that's going to work. Maybe. Okay, I tried turning on the chat box so it'll show up on my video, so that way people who are watching the VODs don't miss out on half the conversation. But I don't know how much of the... It's not appearing right now, so I may have done something else to disable it. I have to fiddle with that another time. We'll see what happens. See, I wish I had spent more time familiarizing myself with Streamlabs before I started streaming. So I could have like I guess higher production value streams. Should have taken the time to make my own custom intros and stuff, and like intro and outro and all that fun stuff. I still want to, I just haven't done so, and that's only on me being lazy. Right now though, because I've been spending so much time with my job and things. It's not going to stay that way. This whole area is going to be so heavily terraformed anyway. It doesn't really matter. That'll work for now. We'll smooth this out later, I promise. Send a bit of the first blade spin testing at school with all your friends. 4,000 RPM, now you're doing 45,000 RPM. Ooh. Alright, let's get this volume up here. Oh God. Oh God. And that's only 4,000 out of 45,000. Whew. Whew. That's gonna be a fun one. Okay, good to know the chat box is working. Yay. Yeah, that's insane, dude. Holy crap. Man, maybe Jack, maybe someday I could use one of y'all's boats to sail the world. That'd be pretty cool. I don't know, are you gonna make ocean-going vessels, or are you just gonna make like coastal boats? We wanted to, this would be a world record for battle pots. Oh man. Coastal boats? I mean, that makes sense, yeah. Honestly, if I'm circumnavigating, most of the trip will be like in fairly coastal waters, but there's definitely going to be some big open water crossings out there. Because I want to go to Hawaii and then across to Japan, and then I want to go down to Australia, and then from there I want to go out to Madagascar, like along the southern coast of Australia. is meant for 7th graders, so no rules are set. No one expects a bunch of kids to make something like this. Oh no. Oh, that'd be terrible. It's gonna go beat up on a bunch of junior high kids. Oh no. 11,000 RPM. Beat last year. Damn. But they wouldn't let y'all use that one. Section here. Oh yeah, those are sick. That's wild. What kind of weapons are most people using that you're going to be going against? Like, is it going to be like similar kind of weapons to what y'all have? Or I mean, obviously not close in the power department, but within 6 hours of the vertical blades? Yeah, hell yeah. Pretty much the RT cards and RT cards and damn. Let's be real though, what is a BattleBot but a souped up RC car with weapons on it? You know, like, I mean, there obviously is a lot more engineering going on in that than an RC car, but when you really break it down, you $2,000, hey, that's good. The $2,000 for the program is great. That's nice. Always good to see more funding and stuff like that. See, I love RC cars and stuff. I do like RC crawling and stuff. But like, I feel like Battle Robots is just a whole nother level of what I'm doing over here. I mean, it's like, it's so far removed from what I'm messing with. But realistically, I could use one of my radios to control a BattleBot. Not that it would have as good a functionality as the kind of stuff y'all use, but he can do it. Everything you build is dangerous, like Lockheed. Oh man. Yeah. It's not fun to live within the blast radius of the Lockheed Martin Missile Defense Laboratory. Haven't been posting much, working on. So yeah, you're working on projects instead of posting. That makes sense. I haven't been posting stuff because I've been trying to reevaluate how I wanted to handle my content. I settled on Twitch streaming with YouTube uploads of the VODs. Can't see nothing. That's better. Oh, never mind. The glares from my Aquarius. Man, there's nowhere to be protected from glare in this room that I'm in. I have a bay window on one side and aquariums on 2 out of the other 3 walls. And the 4th one is a door. Because it's a giant closet door and then the door to the room. So there's just no room to put anything over there. The only space where I could put the aquariums to not be putting glare on my screen would put them in front of my closet door. Alright, I am gonna have to turn down the fucking sound effects for blocks. That's getting, yep. Let's go 150. I want a nice round number. There we go. Much better. Alright. Not so, I mean, it's still really loud, but it's not as loud. It's louder than my voice. How is it louder than my voice? I'm literally, like, my microphone is in my mouth hole. I don't know how. I literally can't get any closer to my mic. I'm touching it with my face. Like, it's ridiculous. I guess I could turn up the gain on my mic, but then you'd hear all my AC and fans and shit. My aquariums. Too much white noise in here. Comes across on the mics. Oh, this is gonna be the most terraforming I've ever done, period. For sure. Just in this one area, just in like this part of the city, and including that, this is gonna be the most terraforming I've done ever. I try to minimize my terraforming as much as possible. No, I'm not using World Edit, I'm not using Axiom, I'm not using any of that stuff. I'm going all by hands. It's part of my process, and it's part of the reason why my builds have a unique characteristic. Well, I wouldn't say unique characteristic to them, but it's why it's one of the ways that I'm able to get the kind of density that I want, is by actually doing everything by hand and making use of all the weird little tight corners and everything like that. So I did play around with the idea of using some mods. I probably would use World Edit if I was going to do any, but I decided I would rather just do it all by hand, because for me that's like, I don't know, it's, I guess, something about World Edit and schematics in particular, I find when people only build exclusively using world edit and schematics, to me it feels less impressive. Like, it still takes a lot of effort, a lot of work to build stuff like that, but like, I don't know. It feels less like you made it and more like the computer made it and you copied it. Yes, you did set the parameters for the computer to make it, but the computer still generated that thing. Whereas, like, I want to make the thing. And, like, yeah, hand placing every block can be a pain in the ass. But, like, there's something, there's a character that builds Git when you actually place things by hand as opposed to using mods to build stuff that you just can't match. And I can't really describe it other than it's just like that handmade feel. It's like the same with any other thing, like a beautifully turned CNC part or like lathe part can be really awesome, but something that somebody did by hand is like more interesting to me. Even though both parts take a massive amount of skill. And like there's still an artistry to using a machine to make a thing. It just doesn't feel the same to me. And in this case, it's like I feel like using World Edit or Axiom or something like that would be like the 3D printer of the Minecraft world. And I don't want to automate my building. I want to do it by hand. Because that's how I... Honestly, like, if I didn't do stuff by hand, I probably wouldn't have even found this area at all. This one down here. Because I took the time to like come through here and start messing with all this stuff and turning it into this. It didn't look like this when I found it. I made all these waterfalls and stuff coming down and whatnot and did a whole bunch of other stuff. But like, if I just came in here and made a big hole with World Edit, it wouldn't look the same. You know, it wouldn't have the same character to it as like actually sitting there and making it by hand. I don't know. It's stuff like that for me that like, yes, there are definitely things where I could use World Edit to speed up the process, like just laying out flat ground like this, or like when I cleared out all the trees, I sat here and burned them all down instead of just using World Edit to delete them. But in doing so, I was able to walk around on the actual surface of the world, which gave me like the whole concept for my roadway layout. If I hadn't been actually walking on the world itself, my roads would have looked completely different. I feel like when you come in and just kind of go, okay, here's the terrain, I'm just gonna cut it and put a thing here and a thing there, you kind of lose a lot of the charm of like the whole point of why I even came here. You know, the whole reason I'm even building on this is because I like the way the terrain looks and I want to try and save that. I don't want to just delete or just like heavily modify in such a way. Even though I am doing so, I'm still trying to I'm still following the natural terrain lines and things like that. I'm not just cutting it all out and going, well, I'm just going to put a box here instead. And while that's not necessarily reflective of what everyone does with World Edit or what have you, it's just that's just kind of how I feel about it. It's like it feels less exciting and creative to me. It's like the difference between using a 3D printer and hand sculpting something. You know, like a 3D printer can still make something that's really finely detailed and really well made and has a character and quality all to its own, and it still takes skill to make, but I'd rather have a hand sculpted item than a 3D printed item because it's like something about that handmade quality to me makes it more exciting. That's not to say that there isn't a merit in having things that are 3D printed or what have you, because like there definitely is a place for that. There's a lot of stuff where it's like, I don't care about how it looks, I need it to function. Well, that's what I feel a CNC or a 3D printer is perfect for. It's like, yeah, I need a function part. Done. But also, with those tools, you can make something that would be complicated to make by hand, or it might take too long to make by hand, and you can crank it out in 20 minutes or in an afternoon with a machine. And so that's a case where I would feel like using machine obviously would improve your situation, but like in this, I want to do it by hand because I want that handmade feel. I want to take the time to do it all. I want the sculpture instead of the 3D model, if that makes sense. Like I want a handmade sculpture instead of a 3D model kind of situation. So for me, I want to do it by hand instead of using something something like World Edit or what have you. Plus, like, if I world edited this, I wouldn't have left this whole chunk right here. I would have just made it flat all the way from side to side. And then you wouldn't have this natural terrain here, which I can make use of to, like, run the road through here. And then all the houses are elevated up on this platform, and I didn't have to make it, you know? Yeah, and see, there's definitely a time for function over form. Like, there are certain cases where, like, function, or form follows function, right? Like, example, Formula 1 cars. They look so fucking awesome, but it's because they're like 99% aero and space frame. It's like, without the insane engineering and function over form, they wouldn't look so cool, you know? It's like, it wouldn't look cool. They look like that because they are function over form, but they look fucking cool. But then again, you know, in that case, it's such a highly engineered device that people are spending as much time on that as they would if they were doing it by hand, you know? And, like, you couldn't make some of those parts that you need for Formula 1 by hand. It's just not gonna happen. Or you could, but it would take you way too long or be way too expensive. You know, you need that part yesterday, not 3 weeks from now, or 3 months from now. Being able to just crank out the 3D printer or the CNC machine or something makes that way easier to make. I think one of the other reasons I really want to do it by hand is because I am trying to create, basically I'm trying to make a role-playing world here, and so, like, by doing it by hand, it gives me that intimate level of detail where I can, like, really make all kinds of, like, hidden secrets and fun little stuff in there that I might not necessarily otherwise do. Sometimes I'm building something and I just kind of make, like, a space appears that I didn't intend to be there, but it winds up being useful for something. And if I were just world edit copy pasting stuff from a creative world, then I would lose that, you know? Like that whole underground little cistern thing. I did a lot of modification to that to make it look like that. There's a lot of stuff I've done off stream before I even started showing this world to people. Because I knew it would take, I mean, hours. I've probably spent 100 hours on this world already, just exploring stuff and, like, figuring out how I'm going to lay out the city and figuring out trees and wandering all the caves and then setting up stuff so that I could have it ready for the video. Because something I really argued with myself about was, like, how much of my process do people actually want to see? Like, do they really want to see it all the way from the beginning? Like, I've started with, here's the vanilla Minecraft world, and they very well may. But I didn't really want to start out this series that way, because I wanted it to have the greater impact of, like, this whole laid out area of, like, here's what it's going to be. Like, here's the plan. You know, at least for the start, this is going to be the start of the city, is this whole chunk over here. I guess I did leave all of this space all set up where I haven't planned it out yet, so people will still get to see that part of my process, but I didn't want to... I have a tendency to start planning something and then getting partway through it and being like, you know what, this area actually doesn't work as well as I thought it would. So I wanted to make sure I didn't hit that wall while I was trying to stream it. So I spent a lot of time here beforehand to make sure it was really where I wanted to build. And I wasn't going to just be like, actually, I wish it was a little bit more like this or that. I wanted to make sure I found just the right spot. And I feel like I have. I mean, like I said, this beacon is 0-0. So, like, this is the spawn of the seed. And the seed is Aquileia. So I was like, I spawned in and was like, this is the wildest thing to find, like this crazy inlet that's shaped like a star. Like, what's going on here? And these crazy mountain ranges all the way around. It's honestly such a good spot to build in. I really do wish that I was doing this on multiplayer right now, because I think it'd be really fun to collaborate with people on this. But I'm hoping that's something I can do at some point in the future. That I can set this up to be a collaborative project with people. But for now, it's all me, baby. Thought I did a bunch of terraforming in Aquileia. Boy, you're in for a treat. I'm honestly so excited for this project. I really am. I've been thinking about it for a long time, and I'm just happy that I finally found the right place for it. Woo! Hello. And that it's gonna work. It's actually going to work for what I want. I think the only thing I'm really going to miss is the, like, about it not being on multiplayer is the collaborative aspect of being able to just, like, have somebody come over and make a thing, or make a few things, or lay out a section of the city, or build part of it even, or build their own little settlement next door, or whatever. That part is always so fun about playing on servers, but I can't find a server that really hits the spot for me as far as creative building goes, because almost every creative server they're all flat worlds. They don't use like actual terrain, or they use like custom generated terrain, which is cool and all, and there are definitely times where I like that, like I prefer that though on single player server, or not single player, on survival servers. Whereas like if I'm doing creative, I actually really like the base Minecraft terrain generation, especially nowadays. I mean, woof. I've been playing since beta 1.4 or 1.3. Yeah, beta 1.3. Because pre-Wolves, the first update that came out after I started was Wolves. So I've been playing for a long ass time. And the terrain generation has come such an insane way since then. Like, it blows my mind. The fact that people are like, this isn't good enough, I need more. It's like, bro. I mean, I get like, I like having some of the cooler custom biomes and stuff. Like, I really like, Jack, what y'all have done over in California with using Terralift. Like, I like Terralift ones because they're not too insane. Like, they're not too wild. They seem like they could actually be a part of basic Minecraft generation. And y'all didn't go too crazy with the terrain generation, where it doesn't feel like it's really all that modded at all. Which I like. But I feel like most people go too far with it, and it bothers me. Because, like, oftentimes it takes away from the from the experience for me. You know, it has to be done just right. The only reason I don't play more on y'all's server is because I can't stand survival right now. I'm just too lazy to gather blocks and build in survival. It's such a pain. I just want to build. Be free of the shackles of survival mode. And really, it's been so long since I've built something on the scale of this project that I really got the itch to do it. I wanted Aquileia to be like this, but to do it at the scale I wanted, I was gonna have to have somebody help me. And while Unit was definitely getting cranking along on building stuff, I really needed like a serious crew of like, I wanted to try and get at least 10 people who would be willing to like hang out there all the time and build stuff. But unfortunately, I'm not quite the cultic personality to pull that kind of draw. So anyway, I don't have the charisma for that. so it didn't happen. And I wound up doing everything mostly by myself, which just honestly kind of takes the fun out of playing on a multiplayer server for me. It's like, well, what the hell am I on a multiplayer server for if I'm playing alone anyway? Which is part of the reason why I decided to just do this one solo. At least for now. Someday we can hopefully open it up onto a server and get it to where people can join and pitch in. But I don't think that's going to be anytime soon. Sure what I'm gonna do here yet for a long time. We'll just go ahead and do this for now, just to kind of give me a place to start from anyway. Oh, you're fixing the 3D printer. Yeah. What happened to it? Just not printing right or something? Killed itself and broke a lot of stuff. Oof. Just old. Yeah, that happens. Happens a lot. I'm pretty old without maintenance myself, so I'm kind of feeling it. You built a lot of it, countering it. Hell yeah. $4,000 parts. That's a lot of printing. I'd really love to get like a small resin printer so I can print out parts for my RC cars and like miniatures for D&D and stuff. And like for diorama making and model making and stuff. So I love doing that, but you see that's one of the cases where like a 3D printer is definitely good. Resin is expensive. It is, yeah. I know there are inexpensive resin printers you can get now, but the material itself is quite costly. But it's also, at least to make the kind of parts I want, to have the resolution I need, without resin it's going to cost me near as much, so I might as well just use a resin printer. Because I've definitely crunched the numbers on that, because I was looking, I was like, man, because I can't remember the name of it, but there was this printer that came out a while back. It was a resin printer for like $100 or something like that. It had a very small print bed, and it wasn't like the highest quality printer, but it worked, you know. For the price of a resin printer, just get the A1 Mini with auto color changing. Bamboo Labs are the best FDM printers on the market. It's around $400. That's not bad. The only issue with the reason why I wanted to go with the resin printer is just because of the resolution. Like making miniatures and stuff, to have the level of detail I want is really difficult with a regular style printer. It's possible, but like you wind up spending a ton of money on them. Or not the printer itself, but on the bits to make it print at that quality anyway. But shit, I'm no expert. Resin does burn skin. Yeah, you gotta UV treat it and shit. It's like it's super caustic. I mean, you're not even supposed to print resin in the same room as you. You gotta like have it in another space. Learned that the hard way. Yeah, I learned all about it when I was looking into I learned all about resin printing anyway when I was trying to look into it a few years back, but I just never pulled the trigger on anything. But I do like 3D printing. I think it's really cool, and it definitely is like a great way, especially I mean rapid prototyping. You know, the whole thing it was built for. I mean, shit. You know, what faster way can you just make something to test if it's even gonna work? Where does this hole go? Is it just a cave? It's just a bit of a cave. Where does it go down here? Okay, cool. I will cover over this one and make use of it in another way. Where do I want to... shit. This is such an awkward space here. Like, I want to clean it up, but I don't really know where to. I guess here is really probably where it needs it the most. Do something like this. Try to kind of stick that into the wall there like that. Act like this is part of the thing here. Kind of do one of these things. Do one of these. Kind of like that. Okay, I guess if I'm going to close this off, then I can close that off too. Alright. Let's just close this up here. Man, I'm jealous. When I was in school, we never had, like, fun. We didn't have, like, 3D printers and shit. We had a metal shop and a woodworking shop, and, like, they did, like, robotic stuff in the engineering department, but, like, we didn't really have that kind of equipment at the time. Hell no. If I was in high school now, my school district where I graduated from, they actually have like a performing arts school now. And like, dude, performing arts was my main focus in school for a long time. I mean, hell, for most of my life, performing arts was my focus. And like, bro, if we'd have had that available when I was in school, I feel like I'd have been a lot better off than I am now. Only reason you school that stuff is because you made an effort to get stuff there. Built a lot of the machines. Hey man, sometimes that's what it takes though, is somebody taking the initiative to show the school district that it's desired, you know? And then they'll go, oh shit, people want this. Well, let's do it then, if they really want it. Only you and a friend doing stuff in your school? Man, I mean, that's how it starts though. It only takes one. You know? Gotta find some other people who are interested in what y'all are doing. Old teacher quit and the new teacher is a crazy person who's never used a power cord in their life. Oh, a power tool in their life. Sorry, there's something on my screen there, it looks like. Yep, little piece of dust stuck itself to my screen there. Never used a power tool. Man, that's... How do you get a job as the engineering teacher or like a shop teacher or whatever it is that your teacher is without knowing how to use a power tool? Unless it's just like, hey, Edna, go do this thing because we hate you. Like, I mean, really? How does that happen? Old teacher quit, the new teacher's a crazy person who never used to talk, but man, it must just be the person they had to fill in, I guess. That sucks. Kind of reminds me of when I was in high school. We had this, my physics teacher was out for a while because, well, so one physics teacher was out because he had cancer and the other one was out because she got pregnant. And then there was just like permanent substitutes after that. And the permanent substitutes we had sucked so much. They were terrible. That's what exactly happened. She was the old art teacher. Oh, she just got jammed in there because they were like, fuck you, bitch. Go teach this other class because somebody's got to do it and you have the open space. Man, I hate when stuff like that happens, though. Because then, like, the kids don't get a good experience, right? Because then now you have to deal with this person who's, like, resentful of the fact that they're stuck in this position they don't want. And they put in no effort and make it just horribly unenjoyable for for the kids who are just there trying to learn about something they might actually care about. Like in your case. Should I buy sketch notebooks or whatever? Your CAD software. Yeah. Yeah, CAD is digital drawing. That's pretty dumb. That's stupid. What? That's so dumb. I hate those people who are like, look, I love physical media as much as the next guy, but like, bro, sometimes digital exists for a reason. Like, me personally, I prefer to work with a pen and paper, but, like, for what you're doing, using graph paper and fucking squares and compasses and shit all the time, it gets such a pain in the ass. And trying to calculate scale of everything when you can just do it all in a computer is so much easier, dude. It does half the shit for you, which makes it so much faster. So nice. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's nice to know how to do the other stuff. You know, it is important to know how to do stuff by hand, but, like... When the hell are you gonna do that? Probably never, you know, like, it's still important to know because there might be that one chance that it happens, but, like, it's unrealistic as well to expect that in the modern era. Like, when I was in school, I remember my teachers got mad at us for using graphing calculators in math all the time. They were like, oh, you're never gonna have a calculator in your pocket. Never mind the fact that when I was in high school, we all had the entirety of human knowledge in our fucking pocket because we had smartphones by then. Now, granted, it was early in smartphones era, but most of my friends had a smartphone, and even the non-smartphones had graphing calculators in them. It's like, I have a full scientific and graphing calculator in my phone, as well as the entirety of human knowledge. Yeah, I definitely can use a graphing calculator. I don't need to know how to do basic math anymore. We don't need that anymore, because we have moved beyond that as a society. Yes, it is still important to know. You might get stuck without the technology to do it, but 90% of people are never going to be in that situation because they're not even putting themselves in it. And if they are in that situation, they have bigger problems because there's probably something else going on that's way more pertinent. Like, you know, civilization-wide collapse or something, you know, societal collapse, or something terrible has happened, a horrific natural disaster or something. I don't know. Like, when the hell are most people gonna actually do shit by hand? Never. Computers exist for a fucking reason. That was one of the things I liked when I got to college, right? I was taking a 3D design class. And, okay, I was in college in 2012. It was when I started going to... I started going to college in 2011, but this happened in 2012. Minecraft was fairly new then, you know? And my professor for 3D design happened to use fucking Unreal to design artwork, because Unreal is like really good for doing 3D artwork. Actually, it's really simple to use and has a lot of options that you can fiddle around in. So he was using it to like generate worlds, basically like a virtual art gallery, right? And so I convinced him to let me do all of my projects in that class in Minecraft, because it's a 3D software and everything's in 3D. So I did my entirety of that credit using Minecraft. I just took my laptop to class and spent 3 hours every day working on Minecraft projects and built like a massive city. I built all kinds of statues and stuff. And I think that was really what drove me to be better at designing in Minecraft and like actually working in different scales and doing all kinds of interesting stuff, because I did it as for a college credit. And I was so happy that he was just like willing to let me do that, because he was like, yeah, no, video games are legitimately a 3D software. Like, you're working in 3D. That's all I care about. He didn't care if we were using physical media or digital media, as long as it was 3D artwork. That was all that mattered to him. And I loved that. I was so happy to have a professor who was willing to stimulate that kind of creativity in somebody. And he wasn't just sitting there getting all pissy and being like, oh, you can't do that because that's not real art, blah, 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 blah. Like, bitch, yes it is, shut up. Man, I think if I hadn't had to take my basics when I was in college, I probably wouldn't ever stop going. But I got fed up with having to take stupid math and biology and English classes when I was a design major. It's like, yo, my major is film and video as an art form. I'm gonna pay somebody to write. I'm gonna pay somebody to do the artwork. I'm gonna pay somebody to do the digital design. Like, I don't need to know how to do these things. I don't want to do that part of the film industry. I have zero interest in it at all. I was a special effects specialist. I'm a special effects artist by training. I have years and years of experience in it, but not in digital effects. And digital effects and practical effects are two completely different things. But at the time period, the industry was moving away from practical effects and really starting to just, I mean, honestly shit on people who did practical effects, to the point where I couldn't find work because there was none. People only wanted digital stuff, especially if they were trying to save money. But now we've gotten to the point where making that digital work costs 3, 4, 10 times as much as doing it practically. And people are actually going back to practical effects because they look better and they're cheaper and faster. And more reliable too, oh my god. And then you don't run into that problem of getting stuck in post-production hell because, well, that part of the production's already done. Way less post-production to worry about. And it lets you spend more time on other parts of the film that are more important than how good that one explosion looked, or how well that car crash looked. If you just crash two cheap cars together, wow, you have a lot better results. You can only do so much in simulations. They're great for a lot, but sometimes just you need that realism. Exactly, and like, you know, computer generated images are only ever going to look so good. Now, with the rise of AI, it's going to happen a lot faster. But honestly, I am not so convinced that we're never going to be able to tell AI apart from real artwork or from like something a real person did. It's definitely difficult even today, right? It's hard. Like there's a lot of stuff where it's like really hard to tell. But I don't think we're quite to the point yet where it's impossible. And I don't think we're going to get there for quite some time. And I could be proven wrong, you know, that's true. I could be, but I have a feeling it's going to be a while before we can really tell. Because everybody was saying, 15 years ago that we'd never go back to practical effects. Computers were always going to be faster and cheaper and blah, blah, blah. And that's just simply not the case. It's already reversed. So I'm wondering how long it takes before AI does the same thing happen. It's definitely a useful tool though. But that's all it is. It's a tool. It's not the end all be all. I'm just realizing I can't remember ever hearing this Minecraft song before. I know I have, but I just really don't remember it. And it's pretty banging over here with the chill steel drums going on here. Cool synth steel drums. I love it. Aria Map, your favorite one? I'm not familiar with that. Is that the name of the song? Or was I not paying attention when I was about something else? That's the name of the song? Okay. Yeah, that I really I know I've heard it, but I'm like recognizing it for the first time, I guess. That's a pretty chill song. It kind of reminds me of the Age of Empires 2 music in a way. It's like more fluid than that music is, but it has the same kind of vibe. Heavy metal version of Minecraft music? Hell yeah, dude. I need to listen to that. I bet that does slap. Love me some good heavy metal. In just a couple of weeks, like 2.5 weeks, I'm going to a heavy metal concert. I'm gonna go see Lorna Shore. I'm excited. Oh, man, this is definitely the part I would be time-lapsing if I was making a video. Oh, my God. Oh, man. It's one of those times where people are going to be like, should have used World Edit. You're probably right, but I'm still not gonna. I'm going to be stubborn about it and stick to my hand placing shit. DM me the heavy metal version? Hell yeah, I'll give that a listen later. I'm totally down for that. guess in case anyone's wondering, I'm pretty much done on Aquileia, the project on Ultra Vanilla, for a multitude of reasons. One, I finished most of what I actually wanted to do on it. Two, the shift in the community has pushed me away from it more than anything due to several things that have happened. I just really don't have a whole lot of interest in going back there to work on it. I'm just not really happy with where that server was at the time, and that is a big factor in me working on stuff. But also, I passed the project on to Yumos, who was helping me work on it, and it's now his to finish and do as he pleases with. So it's not like it's gone forever or anything. If that was something you were, or well, not necessarily you, Jack, but anyone else who might be watching might be interested in, yep, I'm done with that project. It's there. It exists. I'm happy with what I did. Don't regret it at all, but I'm not going to be working on it any further. I did what I wanted to with it. So, on to bigger and better things. This project is going to be far more impressive than it ever was. And it's not like the elements of what I built there are going away. A lot of that is inspiring what I'm doing here. There's going to be a lot of integration of some of the things that I was bringing into Aquileia. This is new Aquileia, Nova Aquileia. And it will have a lot of influence from that project, as that is one of my favorite projects from recently. And it's not like I'm ashamed of it or anything. I want to keep working on it. I want to work on other projects now. So if anybody's disappointed that I didn't finish it as far as they were thinking I might, well, there you go. There's that. It's not gone. It's just not something I'm going to be continuing. Because I'm making the new version. A bigger, better one. With more detail. And more fun things. More interesting stuff. Honestly, I feel like the terrain here is better. I was always going to be limited by the space. And while I could have expanded out onto the nearby land, I just wasn't happy with the way things were working out in a multitude of ways. So here we are, doing a new one. But this one, as I have full and complete control over it in all ways, it's on a private single player world. I can use creative. I can turn the weather on and off and change the time of day and do whatever the hell I want. So I feel a lot better about making it a long-term project. I really don't like doing extremely long-term projects on multiplayer servers. Even ones that don't update the world, because there's always the element of something could go wrong and I lose everything I've done. And that doesn't go away being on single player, but I have more control over what happens with everything. I don't have to worry about somebody telling me, no, you made too much, or you're too close to that guy over there, or I don't like that you used this thing or that thing, or you put a giant glass dong in the middle of the city and that makes me upset. Or, oh my god, those colors are fucking awful and I hate it and I don't like it and I don't want to look at it. I'm going to bitch about it every 20 minutes. Well, go fuck yourself. I'm doing it my way, damn it. I have full control. I'll do it how I want. Being stubborn about it like an old fart. But that's fine. I've been playing this game for like 14 years. I feel like I can do what I want now. I guess it was 13 years because it was between February and March 2014, or 2011, when I started playing. Between beta 1.3 and 1.4. That's a long time. And I really wish I still had some of the projects that I had done back in my day, because I would have them copied. I'm not necessarily copied, I'd probably still be working on those worlds, honestly. The first major city I built like this was for my 3D design class I was talking about earlier. And I do still have that world file on the hard drive for the laptop that I had, but that laptop refuses to turn on. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. One day, it just never turned on again. No lights, no fans, no nothing. And new batteries and new bits and bobs never got it to work, so I just put it on the shelf. And there it has sat, with all of my old worlds trapped within it, unfortunately. But that's just how it goes sometimes. Yeah, one day I really would like to make this a multiplayer server somehow. I'd love to find some people who could help me set that up, because I am not skilled at the back end work of Minecraft stuff. Never have been. I've tried. Oh, trust me, I've tried. But never really been my forte. So I've always had assistance with that in the past. Like when I built a role-playing game, I wasn't alone. I had a partner initially, and he did all of our plug-in work and things, creating custom plugins to do what we needed. And then eventually we had a whole little build crew to help build stuff. And I was the head designer and project manager. But I didn't know how to do the server side of things, so I had a guy for that. I don't have a guy for that anymore, as life has gotten in the way. And unfortunately that individual and I are... It's not like we're not on speaking terms, we just have drifted apart. As you do in life. And I don't think they're doing anything related to Minecraft at all anymore, which is understandable. Last I heard, they often got married. I hope they're still doing good. Yeah, maybe someday through this we can find a way to get a server set up to put the whole world on and get more people involved. But I do have a vision for what I want here. I'm really excited to bring it to fruition and to share it with everyone here on the Twitch and on the YouTubes, the tube of views. I know it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but you know, I'm hoping some of you enjoy it anyway. Maybe someday you can help me work on it. Alright. Ladies and gentlefolk, it has been about 3 hours. You'd be down, just hit you up? Hell yeah. I definitely will, Jack. I know you know more about the back end stuff than I do. definitely want to get a little crew together. Especially because while I don't have an account for it anymore, I used to have a camera bot account that I could use to record myself while I was working on stuff, and I would like shoot time lapses, but I never did anything with them. And then I wound up giving that account to a friend of mine, and I don't remember which of two people it was, and one of those people I no longer have contact with, so I hope that it's the one I do know still, and I can maybe convince them to camera bot for me or something, because I would love to be able to have a second angle, because like, you know, I know the first person view is not the most optimal, especially when you're watching somebody build. Being able to have a view from like over here while I'm building stuff would be a lot better. So I'm hoping that I can set that up again in the future. Use replay mod. Yeah, I really should use replay mod. But I don't like fiddling around with mods, because as soon as I put Forge or any other clients on my computer, they all run like dog shit. Like, I don't understand. I don't know why I can never get one to run well. There's a reason I still use Optifine, because Sodium and Iris and everything else, it runs just as shitty. Like, they're not any better, so I just kept using Optifine. And it's likely a part of how I have it set up, but I mean, I find just fiddling about with the mods winds up wasting more time than me just doing things other ways. But I would like to have something where I can have a camera bot, so that is definitely something I'll talk to you about, Jack, in the future. Get all that stuff set up, because I do want to be able to show more angles and stuff for everybody. Yeah, I'll let you know for sure. It's probably going to be a little bit before I'm actually doing that. Right now I have no job, no currency, so I can't even get a second bot or a second account for a bot to set up a server or anything. Don't pay for a server. I can do mod stuff, that's free, but stuff I really want to do I can't really do right now. But someday, definitely something I'm looking into doing. Terraform faster. It's still faster than creative mode. Ugh. Well, that's looking good. If you ask me, I'm happy with where that's at. Obviously, I need to go back and do all the fancy detailing and stuff. I'm just trying to get everything laid out right now. And that is a massive key wall, though. I mean, that is huge. Nine blocks, 9 meters tall. That's what, 18 feet? Am I retarded? Is that right? Is it 18 feet? That's 27 feet. I'm retarded. 9 times 2 is 18. 9 times 3 is 27. 27 foot tall wall. just for the keep the water out. Like that one fucking Chinese dude who built was it a Chinese guy? Or was it somewhere else? Built his wall to defend his city like 20 feet tall or some shit, 20, 30 feet tall or something. And then like, it was Japan. This dude built this wall, it's like 30 feet tall to protect his city. And everyone else has like fucking 8-foot walls or whatever. And then the tsunami came and every city got fucked with his. It's like, yep. That guy did it right. We got tsunami walls over here, all right? Oh, man. I really love the way that... Okay, I gotta get a boat. Hang on. I need a boat. What kind of boat do I want? Mangrove boat. I don't want to type wee woo in the. All right. So, like, honestly, the view from the boat of this place is so dope. Definitely gonna put a square tower right there, of some kind. It's gonna be like the entryway here to the city. It's gonna be like a gate over the waterway here. As you come through and have excuse me, buildings on both sides. On the left will be the mage quarter of the city, the mage district. On this side is gonna be, well, I mean, most of this will probably just be like housing and stuff. I don't really know exactly what I'm gonna do over here yet, but I know further back would be the industrial area. There may be some industry up here too. Maybe I'll do like a forestry area or something. I don't know. Some kind of like, I mean, that'll probably still be industrial stuff on that side, just because I think that's probably gonna be the right way to go on that. I mean, there'll be that giant tower that I want to make right over there. You'll come through this way. Pass around over here. This is when you really get the cool view. There'll be all these buildings and shit up there and just the whole city laid out in front of you. Oh, as you come around here to the dock side, you'll just get to see the back side of the city. And I mean, all of this will be all built up too, so you'll just be looking at builds all the way through. There'll just be houses and buildings and all kinds of stuff. I really want to make it feel like a lived-in city. Like people could really exist here. So it's gonna be all kinds of stuff, man. I'm gonna make like shopping areas and industrial areas and residential zones and big plazas, factories, a brewery. I mean, the whole rogue area, I guess, if you will. Basically think of like your traditional like RPG classes, and I kind of want to have an area that's like dedicated to those people, like the fighters area and like the archery area, and like there'll probably be an area with like for all the horses and the animal husbandry over in the farming area, and there'll be like, okay, I was holding off showing this because every time I've gone over there today, my computer has crashed. But there's an area out this way that I want to show because it's something I want to do. Wow, can I fucking type? Alright, let's set it to daytime. So, I'm going to be building all through this whole area, all around the waterway, all the way out through here, all the way back to the snowy mountain here. All this area is going to be heavily built up. All of it. It's just all going to be city. Oh, there goes my game. I knew it. I knew it was gonna crash. What happened? Oh shit! Eating up too much RAM. All right. It doesn't like that I'm streaming. LMAO. I know. We'll just relaunch. Sorry, boys. Oh man, are y'all getting a black screen, or do you get to see the Streamlabs start a game screen that I see? Because that's pretty amusing if you get to see the start a game screen. Start a game. Okay, good. Yo, I'm serious, though. Hey, at least it didn't crash my computer. The last time I went over there, it crashed my computer, and I was really pissed. It's like, dude, what the fuck? Why'd it crash? No, please. Oh. Gotta go make dinner. All right, later, dude. Alright, so I guess we'll show that at a later date, because the computer said no. Later, Jack. Have a good day. And with Jack's departure, I was also about to leave. I was going to fly out over there and show y'all, and then I was going to take y'all to my other world, where I show you what I'm thinking about doing for the style. So we'll just go ahead and skip over to the other world real quick. So this is Nova Aquileia. That's what I'm going to be working on, alright? And the creative world that I'm working on. So I made a little bit of a facade of just like a street. It's just a facade. Yeah. It's not a full building. But if you want to see my full buildings, just go look at Aquileia's videos. You can see exactly what I'm going to be doing. This is kind of what I'm looking at for the streets of the city. Just, nice and pretty. What I may even do is one of these things. I'm thinking about even doing this going as far as, let's see, I really like using podzol to make it look like mulch in the gardens, right? It also just really darkens the whole area, the whole street, right? It just kind of brings down the whole vibe to like a more kind of grim, dark-esque vibe. And that doesn't mean you can't have beautiful plants and things just because everything is dark. So I'll probably do something like that. And you can see here's what it looks like without it and with it. I think it looks nicer in the dark side, but I mean, I'm gonna be doing something similar to this probably, which if you've seen my Aquileia build series, then this will look very familiar to you, because this is exactly what I did with Aquileia, except changed up just slightly. I've added a little more detail to things, changed up just a few things here in the construction method of how I do it, so that it'll be easily replicatable and scalable. I can adjust the wall sizes now, I can adjust the window spacings and other things like that, and it'll look a lot better. I also made an example tunnel, because there's definitely going to be tunnels. And see, okay, the resource pack I use, Vex, has not updated fully for 121, even though 121's out now. So the 121, all the tough variant blocks still aren't in the game. Well, they're in the game, but the resource pack isn't there. So, Vex, update your shit. No, I know y'all are working on it. I'm just fucking around. I'm excited to see what it's gonna look like. I can't wait. But I really wanted to use these tough blocks, but I'm not going to until they fix the damn texture, because it bothers me seeing the 8x8 right next to a 128. It's like, But honestly, I'm probably gonna bite the bullet and use it anyway, because the texture, the color tone is like right for what I'm looking for. And I just really like it. We're gonna do these set inroads of this is mud brick, which also I love the unique sound for walking on it, as opposed to the quick of walking on dirt. I love the like kind of clickety clacky tile noise. It's exciting and fun for me to have something different. You know, oftentimes just doing something outside of the norm can be enough to make something more interesting. And everybody's always using, like, what does it people always do? They do something like this. They'll be like, all right, let me take basalt, maybe some tuff, maybe some, oh, definitely I got to get the stone brick types. Definitely I got to get the, let's see, where's the building blocks? Yeah, no, I'm under building block. Okay, building blocks. Here's stone brick, maybe there's a little andesite, maybe some cobblestone. You know, and you get dudes, they'll be like, all right, I'm going to make this road here, and it's going to be like, I'm going to make this road, and it's like, oh, I'm going to make, like, stone brick, and then I'm going to put a little bit of this in there, and then, like, we'll put a little bit of cobble for no reason, and then, like, oh, here's some more stone brick, and then, a little bit of that for something different. Oh, man. Maybe some andesite in here. Oh, more stone brick. Oh, more stone brick. Oh, a little more andesite. Like, I don't like this kind of look. Right? There are times where I do it. I've definitely done it myself, and I will probably do it in some sections of the city. But I don't really like when people do stuff like this, where they just start mixing blocks because they're all the same shade-ish, but like different textures, or vice versa. It's like, I don't like when people they're like doing a brick wall and they throw a random block of granite in there. It's like, bro, what are you doing? We all know that's a granite block. Like, it only sells from a distance, but when are like I want it to sell when you're right up close just as well as when you're at a distance. Right, so that's why I started working on right here, working on trying to set up what the terraced houses were going to be looking like. And then I decided that because of the setup of the terraces, it was going to be rather difficult for me to build something here in the flat world that would then fit perfectly into that space. So I decided for those terraced houses, I was going to have to design them in situ, because they're all going to be extremely unique, and there's no way I can even set up a pattern without it being in place, because it's going to vary from building to building. This one is easier for me to set up because this is more meant to be a freestanding wall, you know, for buildings that are built away from any other structure in a way, well, aside from other buildings. But this is like crammed into a mountainside with a road right next to it and another building on top. and in such a weird, intricate, like, angular space that it's really difficult to plan out. Whereas these are meant to go along the roads, so it's really easy to plan out what a straight wall is going to look like. But when I'm, you know, trying to work with some space like what we have right above the docks area, I mean, right up here, I'm not going to know what space I'm going to have until I build the terraces. So I'm going to have to come in and build those first before I can even start building that structure or even planning what that structure is going to even look like. I have an idea in my head what I want it to look like, but actually planning out the pattern I'm going to have to do right here. And that's one of the things about building the way I do. You know, like I literally can't make a build that'll fit in this space without copying it and pasting it into another world. And at that point, well, I'm already in creative. Why am I copying and pasting it? I might as well just do it right here. And that street, you're not going to see it copy pasted into here, but I am going to use that pattern and that design to build the streets. So you will see something that looks exactly like it, but it won't be that exact street. If that makes sense. Like I don't copy paste things. If I'm trying to build something that's the same, I'll build it. There's only been a few exceptions to me even copy pasting anything. And that was in a situation where I was in survival and didn't have the resources I needed to copy the build over. And I was copying something from a different area of the map entirely. And I was really just moving a build across the map. It's not the same as copying something like that in my mind. And you can argue, oh, it is the same, but it's not really though. Just moving something isn't the same as I built it in space and it has to go in that space. And basically a lot of the builds that I'm going to put in here, I mean, they're going to be fit specifically to the space they're in. There's not really an opportunity for me to copy paste things because of the way I'm trying to work with the terrain here. But that's what's going to make it more fun and exciting for me as a builder, because now I get to a new challenge to work around. You know, it's not, I can't just copy paste things. I don't like doing that anyway. Anyway, this is Nova Aquileia, my new project. You guys will be seeing more of this all throughout, well, hopefully, as long as it takes to get it done. My plan is to stream this every single day, upload the VODs to my YouTube channel so that y'all can keep tabs if you miss the streams, and get this project underway. I don't really have any specific end date or like even full scale of the project, because while I know I want to surround this whole bay in builds, and I want to extend way out to the ridge lines out in the distance, and I want to keep going way out to a whole nother, to basically to the next ridge line through the valley. Like I'm basically trying to do this whole continent here. It's a lot of work, especially for one person. We're gonna be doing it for a long time, so there's plenty of content for you to be watching. And there's gonna be basically, my thought process was starting a build that would give me the opportunity to build anything I wanted all within the same space and work. The building a whole region like this means, like, if I get tired of working on the high fantasy city here, I can move to another area of the region and work on a different city. Like out here, there's a desert city, you know, a little savannah city that's already there. It's a little village. I'm going to modify that and make it better. Out this way, there's a really cool savanna biome out that way, and there's a whole cherry grove biome over there. Down this way, we've got all kinds of cool valleys and stuff I want to build in, right? And then out this way is a really dope bowl. I'm going to see if I can get out there without my game crashing. I really want to show y'all this because it's just so fucking cool. But my computer does not like going out there, so I'm going to have to try and take it slow, let it kind of... Honestly, I should probably just turn down the amount of blocks that I'm trying to render, but I really want to have those long sight lines, especially when working on something big like this. Let's see. So I'm going to be building all the way through here, all through this whole valley, right? All the way up here, all along both sides here, up this mountainside, basically all around this whole mountain, all the way out to this ridge line out there. All this whole area I want to just be full of builds, houses and cityscape and various other things. The density of the city may reduce as I come out this way, as would be probably natural. I want to incorporate this somehow, rebuild it, make use of it. There's a few of them around. I want to incorporate them. Maybe create some lore about a cult or something. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll have some fun with it. This whole area is really great. It goes down to the sea down there, which is really cool. Definitely want to build through here. I want to bring the roadway this way around the valley, or around that mountain, because this valley right here is the one I tried to show you all earlier before my game crashed. I really wanted to show you. This place is just so amazing. Just this beautiful ring valley, completely surrounded by these wonderful mountains. Let's go for daytime again. Oh god, I can't type. Jesus Christ. Alright. There we go. Look at this place. This area I'm gonna turn into like a little druid's grove, because like me, I like I said, I want to do every area to be like a little fantasy, like all your fantasy classes. So this would be like the druids area. Just, I think it's perfect for it. Just this secluded little grove down in there. And of course, I want to have stuff all along in here. I think this whole area I'll probably leave alone. Between this ridge line and that valley wall. I just want to have the road going through. I don't want to have any builds here. I want to keep them fairly secluded out there. So that way they can... Why is this on fire? What the fuck? Oh, probably from the rainstorms, actually, now that I think about it. From the thunder, or the lightning that came through. Anyway. Yeah, so I do want to have stuff all along in there. I want to have stuff all through here. This whole valley, I'm definitely going to be building stuff in. This area is amazing. I really like it. This whole area is going to get built up all the way to where the flower valley, or the flower meadows start. I want to stop there at the edge of that tree, and then follow that ridge line around. This little lake, I think I showed it earlier, this little horseshoe lake, I want to be like the rich people vacation homes. I'm not going to go to this side. I'm gonna stop here. I'm not gonna go out this way, though. I could, if I decide to, I may. Basically after I finish up all this stuff, if I want to keep going, I may continue out that way, or I might just get inspired and decide to put something out there at some point. This whole area here, I'm definitely gonna be building all along in here, especially on this side. Starting around here, probably right around there, and then going this way is going to be the industrial area for sure. All the way from here to the water line. All this area here. There's these giant caves here, which are really cool. They're already very open and whatnot. And this one here, yeah, this is the one. This one goes down to a big copper vein. So I'm going to make this whole district like with a lot of copper in it and things like that. And then all the way down here, it keeps going down to a trial chamber down here at the bottom. And I was like, yo, what? So I'm definitely going to try to incorporate that, because that's cool, I want to incorporate that. And in spectator mode, I found that there's 3 more of them. Or 2 more? 3 total? Can't remember if there's 3 or 4 total. Anyway, there's a bunch of them around here. I want to make use of them. I'm trying to incorporate them into the city. Cool. There's one right underneath this area here, which is way bigger than this one. Like, this is a small trial chamber. This one is huge. I didn't know they could get that big. I honestly, before I found these trial chambers, I hadn't seen one yet, and I didn't know how big they were. I really didn't think they were this big. I was blown away. I was like, damn, that's way more extensive than I expected, but in a good way. So yeah, this whole industrial area, excuse me, I'm going to use a lot of copper, probably copper roofs and things like that, and just various amounts of copper in the construction. I want this to kind of be more of like a modernized area, but think like Industrial Revolution, basically. Like, that's kind of what I want to be going on here in this whole sector. and it'll be all the way up to this ridge line here, and then to here is going to be the industrial area. And then out this way, I think this little island and this whole area out here is probably just going to be like fancy houses and stuff, like manor houses, like the big properties and stuff like that. Out here in the fancy area, kind of outside of town, but like in a low risk area. So I feel like if somebody was going to try to attack this place, they'd be attacking that side of the city and not this side. Because this is like realistically, I want this to kind of feel like I want this little kingdom I'm building here, I guess, to feel like it's on the edge of the territory that it would be controlling, right? So like I don't know. I want it to be like the furthest point this direction of the settlement is like, or of this region is this city, and then I'm gonna go that way, and of course across the way. But that's like, I'm considering this whole side like a whole nother region, basically. Like I'm considering this side like one continental region, and then over there like a whole different one. Just because of the way the terrain is laid out, honestly. There's like, it just kind of naturally splits right here with this ocean going out that way. I just feel like it would be, and with the way the land continues to roll out this direction, it just feels more right to consider this as the edge of civilization, if you will, even though that's not really how it's actually going to be. But yeah, I really like this whole area. I want to come out this way to this other mountain range and build something out here as well. Way later. This will be a way later project. We'll come out here to this awesome Savannah Mountains area. Oh, am I crashing? Nope. Okay, good. And there's a jungle on the other side, right? And there's this really cool basin area here. So I definitely want to do something out here later, but this is like way later, like probably next year at the earliest. Like I don't plan on starting anything this direction for a long time. But I do want to continue, like after I'm done with the region I want to build out here, I'm just going to keep working this way because that's the way I want to go. I want to kind of build out my kingdom further out this way. Build like all the different cities that might trade with this giant city. All the different places that you might expect to see and find in a full role-playing game. But I really want this city to be like almost like the world capital in its scale. I mean, really, if I'm building a city from one mountain range to another, this is a giant valley. I feel like that would definitely be, as far as the scale of things I've built, that would definitely be the biggest thing I've ever made. Would definitely be capital city territory. I want to make something that looks like it could support tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands or millions of people. And I know that's possible with everything, with this whole build. I've got all the time in the world. I've got infinite space and such an awesome set of terrain to work in. I hope you guys will join me for that process. But for today, that's going to do it. My name is Wicked Bird. You can find me on Twitch here at The Wicked Bird and on YouTube at youtube.com/TheWickedBird. Until tomorrow, have a good one, everybody.